Hi guys, this is Ratchet's Roll, and we are playing Criminal Case, Elite Mode, Case 28, The Haunting of Elm Manor. Ooh. Okay, let's unlock Chapter 2. Commissioner Katria, I got fantastic news. The victim just spoke to me from beyond the grave. What the? Calm down, I meant from beyond the morgue. You see, I did some digging through the victim's brain actually. That's so gross, Nathan. Let him continue. And that's when I noticed anomalies in the brain's neurotransmitters due to a psychoactive drug. Oh, the drug in question would induce sickening nightmarish visions. My guess is you killed wanted Hector to believe the house really was haunted. I need a fresh sample of the drug to be sure, but I think it's a mix from exotic plants, which can only be found at the greenhouse. Nice one, Nathan. Come on, Katria, let's hurry and close off the greenhouse as a crime scene before it gets contaminated. Yeah, this is actually like second time actually in here, I think, that we investigate the greenhouse. Katrina, I just got off the phone with the psychologist. She says Gloria Fernandez, your witness's wife, is now in a stable enough condition for questioning. Thanks for the heads up, Ramirez. Your call, Katrina. Should we talk to the victim's widow or search the greenhouse first? Let's talk to her. Get her statement. You alright? Mrs. Fernandez, we're so sorry for your loss. I moved into the house a joyful wife and blessed mother, and it took both my loves away from me. After the house killed my baby boy, I begged my husband to leave, but he couldn't find a buyer. Nobody wanted to buy a haunted house. My husband foolishly hoped an exorcism would finally get rid of the evil spirits. Oh, but how wrong he was. And now I'm left all alone with nothing to live for. I hope the house hurries up and kills me too. Oh dear. Poor Gloria, losing both a husband and a child. Both apparently killed by the supernatural happenings of the house. I think you're onto something, Katrina. What if the killer used people's belief that the house was haunted to try and get away with Hector's murder? Well, hello, it could be. If we found out more about the circumstances surrounding the child's tragic accident, it might help us solve this whole mystery. Churches normally keep birth and death registers. With a bit of luck, we might find out the real cause of death of Fernandez's baby boy. Okay. Let's investigate the greenhouse first, since we got that first. Been a while since I've seen this greenhouse. It's actually very beautiful. Mortar, probably used to make the drug. Flower bouquet, from whom and to whom? Good job, Katrina. Looks like this pestle and mortar were recently used to pulverize some plants. Maybe the ones used to drug our victim. Would you mind collecting a sample so that we can find out which plants were crushed up in the mortar? At this point has the greenhouse doubled as a flower shop. There's a note written on the bookcase's paper wrapping. To Gloria, my love for you is as eternal as your beauty. Aw, Hector must be behind this. But you're right, it is odd that he never sent the bouquet. And since we know the killer was here, we need to treat everything as possible circumstantial evidence. Let's start by sweeping the paper wrapping for prints. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do the mortar first. So just so I can get energy to investigate the next crime scene so I don't have to waste another juice. Good work, Katrina. Let's not waste any time and send this sample you collected from the mortar we found in the greenhouse over to Nathan. Hopefully this fresh sample will allow Nathan to learn more about the true nature of the hallucinogenic drug the killer used on Hector. Okay. Alright, let's investigate the church again. Oh, not this fan. A chest. Note. Pay me back, you fraud, or experience my wrath. And number seems to be there. Good job, Katrina. You're right, we should search through that chest to see if there are any documents that could be of interest to us. Now look at this note. Pay me back, you fraud, or experience my wrath. It's followed by a string of numbers, but some are faded. I don't know what it has got to do with our haunted house, but we do know Hector came to this church and this note is menacing enough not to ignore. Great idea, Katrina. If we recover the missing numbers, they might turn out to be even more telling than a signature. Okay. Alright, let's... What are we gonna do? Dust the flower bouquet? Yes. Fingerprints. Great job, Katrina. Now that you recovered this set of prints from that bookcase as paper wrapping, we should send them over to the lab. Hopefully that way we'll be able to confirm whether Hector made this bouquet for Gloria or whether it was someone else. Yes, could be someone else. Oh, 1 hour only. Okay, let's look through the chest. Oh, some register. It could be what we are looking for. There. Death register of Grimsboro. Your intuition was correct, Katrina. This chest does contain the citizen's death register. Now let's see if we recorded baby Fernandez's death. Here it is. Aurelio Angelo, the son of Gloria and Hector Fernandez. The cause of death is unknown. It always states that the child was found dead on a staircase at his home. What a tragedy, but there's no mention of any supernatural causes. So why does everybody keep saying it's the haunted house that killed him, just like with Hector's death? We can't ask Gloria anything more about her baby's death. It'd be too hurtful. Or maybe Margaret, as their neighbor, might be able to recall what happened. Okay. Alright, now let's reveal the numbers on the note. The hard way. God damn it. A bank account number or something. Great job, Katrina. You deciphered those numbers on that note you found in the church in no time. Coming back, you fraud, or experience my wrath, and that's followed by the string of numbers. Huh, but none of it makes any sense. You're right, we do know the victim kept going to the church where you found this note, so if you think it's linked to our investigation, I trust you. Let's start by handing the string of numbers over to Alex. With this, he might be able to tell us who wrote the foreboding note and why. That's another 1 hour, but we got a 12-hour analysis. Alright, let's go to Margaret. Yes, I remember Gloria and Hector Fernandez's son, Aurelio. He was always smiling, and he loved Astrid here. And then the house took him. What happened exactly? Before I go on, I must warn you that very few people can bear to hear this ghostly tale. So are you certain you want me to continue? Yes, keep going. Very well. On the night of Aurelius's death, the house became alive with evil. All the mirrors broke into 1,000 pieces, and there were the most terrifying screams. And apparently, when it all stopped, Hector found his sweet baby boy lying dead on the stairs. He had smashed right through them. Well, that explains why the stairs were smashed. The doctor said he accidentally fell from the top banister, but we all knew it was the house that took the poor little soul. Oh dear. I guess sometimes believing the death of a child was due to something supernatural that couldn't be stopped is the only way to emotionally cope. But you're right, Katri. I'm also more and more convinced Hector was killed by a real person who used this story of the haunted house to cover up the murder. Yes, I think as well. What do we have on this plant substance? I analyzed the substance collected on the mortar in the greenhouse, and it was a composite of several exotic plants. Each of these plants is benign when studied apart, but combined they make an extremely potent hallucinogenic drug, the same substance ingested by Hector. This particular drug would target the epinephrine neurotransmitters and induce strong audio and visual nightmarish hallucinations in Hector. So that would make him seem like the house is haunted? Like what exactly? Imagine you're walking around your house where suddenly the walls will start moving, shadows will become ghastly specters, everyday sounds will become deathly wails. The drug would have tormented Hector, driving him insane with fear, and with his own home having turned against him, there was nowhere for him to seek refuge. For the killer to have created such a powerful drug with just a few plants, it's obvious that they are highly skilled at gardening. Yeah, Jesus, why would you do something like that and then kill him with the chandelier? Well, it's to make it look like the house killed him, but it's not. Okay, the fingerprints now. The fingerprints collected on the bouquet in the greenhouse belong to Charles Parker, the historical center's botanist. Gloria's husband is barely dead, and Charles is already planning to woo her with flowers and love notes? He's not wasting any time. We haven't seen him since the tragic death of that young man who wanted to travel to Australia. Well, it certainly seems Charles has been keeping busy. Okay, now the string of numbers. I read the numbers written on that threatening notifying the church, and they make up a bank account. Well, I figured that out already. And cue the drum roll. The bank account belonged to Hector Fernandez. I pulled up Hector's recent money transactions and discovered that he placed a large sum in Father Von Pratz's personal account. Oh, what for? Huh? Now why would a priest take money from Hector Fernandez? Unless he's charging money for his exorcisms. You're right, Katria. I think it's time you ask Father Von Pratz for a full confession. Yeah. You like sending flowers to married women? Hmm? Yes, I'm not ashamed to admit. I'm madly, hopelessly in love with Gloria Fernandez. And if love is a crime, then I'm guilty. Could you at least try and wait a little longer than 2 hours to pass since her husband is dead before sending her the first bouquet? I was going to send that bouquet to her as a secret admirer. The fact that it coincided with Hector's death is just a happy accident. A happy accident? It's her husband you're talking about. Can you imagine the grief Gloria must be going through? Please, Gloria was wilting away with that man. It's a sin how he ignored her, and now he's been punished for it. Okay. Alright, now let's go to the priest. What's with this large sums of being sent to you? Father, does this though sound familiar? Pay me back, you fraud, or experience my wrath? It was written by Hector to you. Hector called me a fraud because I performed an exorcism that didn't work on his house. But how is that my fault? He was convinced I cheated him. He vowed to take me to hell with him when the spirits of the house came for him. And Hector being angry had nothing to do with the fact that he put a lot of money into your personal account. I admit I took advantage of him and made him pay me for the exorcism. May God have mercy on my soul. I saw a scared man and took advantage of it. But what difference did it make? When he first came to me, I could already tell that his soul was way past saving. Oh dear. I can't believe Father Von Prague took advantage of Hector. And imagine if the community found out Von Prague was a cheat. His reputation would be ruined. Yeah. But still, it sounds like Hector genuinely felt troubled. But why suddenly ask for an exorcism after all these years of haunting? Yeah. Commissioner Katarina, I did some research into the history of the haunted house, Elm Manor. The manor was built by the Bryanstones, a family who suffered tragedy after tragedy. Some say it was a house itself that brought upon the terrible happenings. I tried to find out more about the Bryanstone family, and I found this old portrait taken in front of Elm Manor. And look who's on it. The housekeeper. Is that Camilla, our victim's housekeeper? What the? That's not possible. That couldn't possibly be her in the picture. Unless Camilla's a ghost. Oh, please. Well then. Alright, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing in chapter 3. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!